I have a feeling I know the answer to this question. You mean that kind of agent? Ba-ba-da-ba, ba-ba-da-ba. The kind that sneaks around enemy strongholds? Loves the ladies. That works... Oh, yeah, sorry. That works along femme fatales. I have no idea what that is. And shooting what looks like water. You can't have squirtle pistols. That's not how it works. That's a crack shot from 300 yards. And is a good tap dancer? What the fuck is that? With a license to kill? Yeah, no, I somehow feel it's not that. I have no idea where your missions were classified. Damn. I heard you're one of the best, though. Then why did they try to arrest me? If I was such a hero, then why was I branded a criminal? You were uncovered as an Unbound at almost the same time as your disappearance. They said you were dangerous, that you broke free and had to be destroyed. Of course, when I first saw you, I didn't believe them. Do you know what I tried to do? What caused the accident 3 years ago? Perhaps you wanted the same thing you want now, to have a familiar. No one expected you to bumble into an operation in the middle of nowhere. I decided to contact you so I could keep tabs on you, but I had no idea you would surpass the other alchemists. Well, that's what I get for underestimating you. See, you genuinely are an Imperial agent. I think. Has that been confirmed? Now that everything's going a bit topsy-turvy, has that even been I'm not sure it has. But yeah, it's a bit silly to underestimate someone, Christ. What is this operation you keep talking about? The true reason I'm in Icebound is part of a highly classified operation to eliminate an Unbound. There was an Unbound in Icebound? Oh, not me. Okay, another one. Awesome. As you know, the Unbound have several unexplained powers. One of them is turning into monstrous creatures, the other is being able to generate large amounts of energy. We have reason to believe that a rogue Unbound is smuggling charged Etherion into the hands of the anti-Imperial rebels. Rebels? I heard they operated in the north, but here... Yes, the same kind that killed Kimka's son 10 years ago. The crystal power weapons that they used to invade the farm and mine it for valuable resources. This must be stopped in order to preserve the peace. But why do you think it's an Unbound? There's been a large increase in Etherian orders from Icebound over the last few months. Very large. With no other way to charge them, that must be the only possibility. Unfortunately, we still have not been able to find out exactly how they're being sent out or who's receiving them. So they're hiding their shipments somehow. My comrades in the service decided to lure out the Unbound by tempting the reward of the Philosopher's Stone. When they found the monster, they would attempt to attack it and reveal themselves as an Unbound. After that, our job was to capture them and bring them back to the Empire to wait a tribunal. Well, what you're saying makes sense, except it's impossible. I've seen all the alchemists, and there's no way that any of them would be an Unbound. Unless it's not one of the alchemists? Unless it's someone else we've met. I've got a hunch where this is going. I doubt you're expecting to find out I was Fae either. It's not that, they all had familiars. I saw them with my own eyes. Then whose you suggested was Cerise? No, it's... damn, it must be someone who wasn't part of the challenge. If you have any ideas, I'm all ears. See, for me, there's a big standout here. Only because in games, all religion is evil. But again, we'll save over the oldest one and keep going. Remember, all religion is evil. We'll probably go through most of these to make sure it's right, though. Had that strange visions, right? Can she be an Unbound in secret? No, that's not the reasoning to go with. That's patently ridiculous. One of the nicest people I've seen for her to be an Unbound is quite frankly impossible. She does have a strange habit of prophesizing that terrible things will happen to me. She does she? Just be glad they didn't happen to you, unlike some other people. What's that supposed to mean? Oh, okay. Cerise is an alchemist who didn't participate in the challenge. But from what you told me, she has an incredibly large familiar, does she not? And furthermore, didn't she want to join the Imperial Army? Military, even? Well, I mean, she did, but that could just be a ruse? Maybe? No? No, I didn't think so. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. It would make sense for her to be an Unbound, I guess. Dirk. He hates Ferens. Best just... Why didn't I think that first? That's why she was so intrigued. Maya was going around using that strange touch of life thing, wasn't she? Could it be that her power? Why would a doctor who saves people's lives also try to kill them with alchemic weapons? I don't know. Well, maybe it boosts her income when she cures people who get hurt. That would make sense, except that the rebels are miles away. Whatever she was doing would have to be in this town. Oh, there goes that idea. Really? You think it was Dirk? Dirk was being awfully secretive, wasn't he? Maybe he's hiding the crystals on the farm. There's going to be a but, isn't there? According to my source, when the monster attacked the farm, he literally tried to punch it with his fist. Oh yeah, that doesn't sound like the kind of thing someone with special powers would do. Okay, so it's none of those people. If what we've ascertained from that. Goody. Right. Yeah, in that case, I've got nothing. Enough with the speculation. We have no evidence to any Unbound here besides yours truly. Well, I certainly don't know about any Etherion. If I did, I probably wouldn't be broke. Even so, I am under Imperial regulations required to take you in for mucking up the mission. Now sit down and submit to me so I can tie you up. Excuse me. That sort of came out wrong. Take me in. What about the others? You said it yourself. If they could not be suspects, our target must have left already. We have to go back and recheck our intelligence. This is insane! There must be another way, some way to make sure they're not still hiding here. You might not be a member of the service any longer, but you are in my custody, which means you must abide by protocol. No, I'm pretty sure that's not how the whole kidnapping thing works. Hold on, what if I win the challenge by pretending that Faye is the monster? The Unbound might be drawn to the so-called Philosopher's Stone if we made believe it was inside Faye. Besides the fact that this is a covert operation, if you think I'm going to let a trigger-happy Imperial, a broadsword-wielding warrior, or a Ferren mentalist turn their powers loose on me, then you have another thing coming. Good point, to be fair. Even if I were to repair the crystal, the shock device would not work against an alchemist who has been preparing for days, unless you intend for me to maul them with Faye's claws. Stopping them before they turn Faye to scrap metal would be impossible. Meh. I like that idea. But what if I sabotage their plans so that they wouldn't be able to attack you? How do you expect to sabotage them if they won't let you near their work? Well, what about if you use some of your secret spy skills to... No, Dougal, there is no way I would aid and abet your little escapades. But you can't just... No way, no how. Listen to me. The mission is over. Over. Brackets. It's not, is it? More's going to happen than that. There is no further reason to stay in Icebound Bar, and there is no guarantee the smuggler will even show up. Damn. I turn my back angrily, dreading the thought of having to leave everyone behind without notice. Now then, this all must be a bit much for you to take in, so if you have any further questions, feel free to ask. Why, the stone as a reward, that's one we have to do, so we'll do that one last. What is the SIS anyway? Sure, they've even got their own little shitty badge. Was that designed by someone who was 16 and thought they were, you know, they're like a GCSE in art? Jesus. The SIS is an organisation devoted to collecting information and performing covert spying operations. Unlike the Imperial military, everything we do is classified. It was created about 200 years ago and reports directly to the Empress. The Empress as well, but we do seek to impress the Empress. Yeah, it's a tongue twister waiting to happen. And more importantly, the House of Nobles. We maintain hidden bases in many cities and towns throughout the world. By the edict of the ancient Empress, the members of the service are almost entirely female. Sexist? But more recently, the service has begun accepting skilled male recruits, such as you, Dougal. Almost entirely women. If that's the case, why is the emblem a saber cat? We need something that put fear into the hearts of our enemies. Not gonna say that. She seems to be getting a little too into the hand gestures, but notices me staring at her and calms herself. Still in the fair mood for a minute there. Snicker. Laugh it up. It's not like I volunteered for this mission just because I got to be a saber cat. Okay, maybe a little. No, I'm fine. Continue. There are 3 echelons. Let's go with echelons within the service, just like there are 3 levels of sanctum. The 3rd echelon specializes in covert intelligence gathering. That is where I am currently employed. The 2nd echelon is made up of veteran agents who are authorized to use any means necessary to accomplish their objective. The 1st echelon, where you used to be, is cloaked in secrecy. So I'm better than you. Gotcha. There are only a few members, and all of them are alchemists. They are assigned to missions that cannot be done by anyone else. As of late, however, the government has started ignoring our organization in favor of the military. PMC is the problem of everything. We fear it is only a matter of time before a world war breaks out. This could be the result of manipulation by a few military officials led by the indomitable Duke Ulrich. However, we do not exactly know what they're after: money, power, influence, or merely chaos. Yeah, I hate people who, like chaos, wankers. Many of us even, have considered attempting to end their reign of terror over the government, but no one has managed to figure out exactly how. For now, we simply follow our orders, even if they're a bit dubious. What we really need is a leader, someone who can save the Empire from its own greed before another war breaks out. What are you looking at me for? What are all these things you're lying around? I kind of noticed that there are an awful lot of strange clothes lying around the room. Oh, these are just things I like to wear from time to time. You really don't have to look too closely. Don't look over there. This entire room is classified. Lamia flails her arms, trying to stick the many garments haphazardly strewn about the room into the closet. She falls backwards, landing on top of a pile of books and causing them to crash to the floor. That's smart. Get it? That was a bad enough pun to elicit only a small chuckle. Lamia's explanation seems fishy, even for her own esoteric fashion sense. I suppose it's pointless to keep from you after the Fae debacle. These are actually disguises used for covert operations. What, as a flamenco dancer and a lap dancer? Do all spies do this kind of thing? Of course, we can't just go poking our noses into places willy-nilly now, can we? Rather than brute force, the SIS has long specialised in the art of mimicry. The best mission is one in which no one has realised that an agent was even there. Of course, sometimes things do go wrong. Huge cough! What happened again? Oh, nothing. My last mission simply had minor issues. Again, considering she was trying to kill me, like, 15 minutes ago. Very friendly conversation we're having here. These things happen all the time, even when you're careful. Where did you get all these? Well, usually they're commissioned from the Special Research Division. Isn't that a waste of taxpayer money? Oh, of course not. These cost a pittance compared to the Imperial Fleet's dreadnoughts. I mean, why would a spy need all of these? I don't think it's normal. A normal person wears these kind of frilly dresses. And is that a maid's uniform? Don't look there. Stop it. Lamia barricades the closet with her body, preventing me from getting a better look. All right, I won't look. No need to get such a dizzy over it. Yeah, Lamia's character's a bit all over the place. I was wondering, why'd you call yourself Lamia? Oh, you mean the demonic seductress? Well, besides the fact that it sounds somewhat like my name, it's quite intimidating to those who cross my path. No, it's not. I just thought of tongue. Not that I believe in demons, mind you. I think the Goddess War is all a bunch of hogwash. The one weakness of you alchemists is that you think far too into things. Oh, what if there were demons? Oh, what if the goddess did exist? Sometimes things are just legends and fairy tales. All these superstitions make my job a lot easier, though. Finally, the most important question. If I was evil, I'd cut the part off here, but I'm not going to. Why did you promise a philosopher's stone as a reward? There was an ancient legend that this town was once a shrine with a divine relic, the philosopher's stone. It's what led the Empire to dig and search for artifacts 30 years ago. Did they find anything? Oh, did they fuck. Just a few pieces of miscellaneous ancient technology, but nothing that could truly advance Imperial science. It seems the stone is long gone by now, if it ever existed, that is. However, the other 3 alchemists who lived here would certainly have made that association. It's not a stretch to assume that Magistus may have stolen it and hidden the evidence until now. I've been wondering, what is the stone supposed to be anyway? It's not actually a stone in the traditional sense. In fact, it's more like a crystal. That's what I'd thought, to be fair. A hypercrystal. I'm surprised you know something like that. I didn't think terms like that are very common outside of alchemy labs. What exactly does that mean? In ancient times, it was said that the therion could be created artificially. The natural crystals we excavate are tainted and impure, but the stone was said to be perfect. Pure therion is almost impossible to create. Theoretically, it could hold more energy than all the crystals in the world combined. Do you know who created it? Most people tend to believe it was the goddess. However, if there was a creator, their identity has been lost to time. I'm sure if they were ever found, it could shine some light on its true purpose. I'd like to know that myself. I'm sorry? Nothing. No further questions. What are we even doing from here? Alright then. I'm gonna have to lock you up until I leave, but don't worry, I'll treat you with the utmost care. We're really being locked up. We're really being locked up. Well, I'm just going to escape. Isaac is going to return. Oh, well, Lamia again. Not the most clever of agents knocking around.